In preparing to compete for IML, I was gifted with the opportunity to work with all of the groups in Albuquerque to discuss how the disparate groups could build bridges to each other, and in doing so, form a stronger community. I was able to be a voice for the gay men's community with the pan and women's communities. I was able to be a voice for the leather community with the kink and fetish communities. In turn, I was able to gain better understanding and acceptance of these parts of my own community. In talking with my IML classmates, I know that my IML preparation was not unique. For one contest, there were 51 guys around the world working to make better communities and improving their leadership skills along the way. So why are we here? Some of us are here because we're a leader in our home community and we want to improve our skills.
Dirty mind.
Alrighty then. Yes, and your point would be. Ah, right, it's the hat. It has its own voice. Alright, I'll take it off. We'll set it there so it's still represented. Alright. Some of us may be here as part of the movement to get all sexual minorities equal rights. Some of us may be here simply to take a break from our daily work grind. Some of us may be here for some hot play, and dare I say it, sex. Some of us may be here because we think we're supposed to be here. Whatever brought you here, I'm glad you're here. We are sharing a journey together, and we all have and have had opportunities to grow and create positive changes for our community. So who's on board? Who wants to make our community a better place? All right. Good for us. Most of us want to see a better community. Leaders work for change. Claiming you're a leader does not make you a leader. Declaring what is best and demanding others do it identifies you as a tyrant. Standing back and watching people do what you know is wrong identifies you as spineless. Taking action for your community identifies you as a leader, and the more positive action you take, the more of a leader you become. There are two ways to get consent: by coercion and by persuasion, otherwise known as seduction. Working toward consensus and using seduction helps people to discover their own passions. Standing up for what we believe in gives us strength. It also models that strength. So what do you believe in? What do you truly believe in? Passionately. Can you name 3 things that you believe in? All right, that's 2 of you. Anybody else? All right. Was that scary?
Nope.
Knowing the answer can be scary. Not knowing the answer can be a different kind of scary. I believe in being the change you want to see in the world. The founder of International Mr. Leather is a man who truly embodies this. He owned a bar in the 1950s, and a couple years after it opened, but still before Stonewall. He was being investigated because people were supposedly going to his bar to get beat up. He handled the situation by asking the prosecutors to come check out his bar on a Saturday night. If there were people there getting beat up, he would obviously see guys bloody and bruised and bandaged. The prosecutor showed up at the bar, and after seeing an average Saturday night, the charges were dropped. I believe in the human potential for good. I work as an HIV/AIDS case manager, and most of my clients are injection drug users. One of my clients, upon our first meeting, told me he was having a little bit of a hard time with the paperwork because he'd stopped at his dealer's house on the way to see me. As the meeting continued and I continued to treat him with respect, I could see that he wasn't used to being treated well, and I noticed that he walked a little bit taller when he left my office that day. He's gone on to being sober for almost 2 years now, and he has his own apartment. I'm grateful that I have a job where I can see people having a hard time and walk out with their head held high for the first time in a long time, and in some cases for the first time ever. I believe in walking your talk, and here I am. I believe in ownership of one's personal power. Personal power is key to being a good leader. Integrity is also essential to leadership. We're a community that values integrity. Integrity means steadfastly being yourself. You may be different things to different people, but if you have integrity, your core self remains intact. If you can be trusted in the dungeon, you can be trusted at work. You can be trusted with your little niece, or mine. Having integrity means that your words and actions match. It means that you treat someone the same in public as you would in private. If you are courteous to their face, you are courteous about them when they are not around. If you're not going to be courteous about them when they are not around, don't bother being courteous to their face. We have to be consistent to have integrity. In order to be consistent, we must truly know ourselves. There is good and not so fabulous in all of us. If we are at least honest with ourselves, then we can begin to figure out where our convictions lie. Who here has integrity? Right on. And good for us that we are working to refine it too, in the midst of our busy, complicated lives. We have to manage relationships, work, home, and community commitments, just for starters. I do my best to live each moment with integrity and strive to remain undivided. I'm far from perfect at this. You can just ask my boy. I manage to balance all of the demands of life and stay in firm adherence to my own moral values by having a clear understanding of my values. I do my best to make sure that I am someone that I can look at in the mirror. We are continuously evolving beings. As we experience more interactions with different people and different belief systems, our own convictions can grow and change. The investment to knowing ourselves is a lifelong commitment to our own integrity. My year as International Mr. Leather has been a wonderful opportunity to see how leather people in different leather communities live their lives. I've seen many similarities in Canada, in Germany, and in the US. I have learned most of us are looking for ways to become or remain centered. We have a variety of ways of centering ourselves. Being the kinky folk that we are, one of the things that unites our community is that we have unconventional ways of having intimate relations, or as some people call it, accessorized sex. We need to talk to each other more, community to community. Let us talk passionately. Passion is inspiring. Leaders accept the responsibility of being role models. What do you think people in your local community will do if you propose changes with passion? Do you think you can lead if you have no passion for what you're doing? Not so much. Leadership requires passion. It also requires knowing the people you are leading. Getting to know people means discovering their talents and celebrating them. Leadership is bringing out the best in other people and being delighted, not threatened by their success. So what are you good at? What are your dreams for our community? What do you never want to see again? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to make this community the community you dream it can be? You. These are not rhetorical questions. Some title holders work for a public cause. Great work has been done in this way by many people. I know title holders that work for breast cancer research, for pediatric AIDS foundations, for the Trevor Project, which works to end youth suicide, or for their local food bank. My cause is helping to strengthen the foundation upon which we all stand, bringing people together so that we can do the things that we are passionate about. Let us not accommodate or tolerate each other. Let us acknowledge the differences and still work together so that we can all have our space and our individual spaces.
Yes.
All right, so that's my soapbox. Does anybody have any questions? All right, well, thank you for interpreting for us.